Hi, my name is Casey Leal, otherwise known as Kat, and this video is for my English 2342 class, which is Forms of Literature, Harry Potter, and Literary Theory. For this Newt's video, I have decided to go with Order of the Phoenix. For reasons of, one, it pretty much is the largest novel of the series, so it's full of examples to use. And also, if you want, you could probably hurt a person with it. That's always a fun thing. So, and it's very pivotal in the plot because this is the very beginnings of what's going to be the Second Wizarding War. So this is all the build-up that you're going to get, because before this in Goblet, you have oh no, Wizard Hitler's back. But this is where things start to get rolling. And it really does roll because this is huge. So we're gonna go through this with 3 different theories. The first one being trauma theory. So with trauma theory, there's quite a few examples you can go with. But first, let's define it. Trauma theory essentially is how people react to having suffered through trauma. And obviously, the first and best example is Harry himself. As off the coattails of what was Goblet of Fire is, well, a lot, because he had just seen his classmate and Triwizard Tournament co-person, Cedric Diggory, die in front of his eyes. Murdered. To which that also leads to him now being able to see Thrustrals, because you have to see death to do that. That's something else. And also that was also the 4th time that he was almost murdered. All before the age of 16. And he also saw his dead parents, so that brings up a lot. To which during that summer while he's with the Dursleys, he does go through quite a few nightmares at night that we know that Dudley points out. Which is his subconscious probably just trying to make sense of everything that has happened to him, because that night of that final challenge in the tournament was a really big event for him. He saw someone murdered, he almost was murdered for the 4th time, and seeing his parents. And essentially seeing the rise of Voldemort. So, who wouldn't that give nightmares to? And also that he's at the Dursleys, so that means he's really doesn't have any allies there. He has nobody there to help him figure out what's happening, how is everything gonna go from now on, because, hey, Voldemort's back. He's this big bad guy that people had issues with basically 15 years prior, and now he's back. And also, going back to Hogwarts this year, he kind of lost his safe space. He's lost the safeness of what he considered home, with the Ministry, aka Umbridge, inserting herself into Hogwarts. And all this, with essentially not really dealing with this trauma very well, leads to him having a lot of angry outbursts, which is very understandable. And it's not just teen angst because he's 15. It's much more than that. He essentially has PTSD after all those events happening. And also another example with trauma is Sirius Black himself, with having to live at number 12 Grimmauld Place. That is the place that he ran away from as a child. And now he has to stay there. So the third theory we're going to look at is otherness theory, which essentially is how people perceive what is normal and right. To where the Daily Prophet is constantly pushing propaganda to discredit Harry and Dumbledore, and basically turning people against them, and not believing that Voldemort is actually back. So people are now going to not believe them, think that they're crazy, and basically just shove them aside after they've been these great heroes for the wizarding community. So they're essentially made other, like, we're all right, you're wrong, and all that. And we also have Umbridge, who really hates half-breeds. Like, she did not react very well to Hagrid, and she really didn't like the centaurs, to which, well, that really didn't work out very well for her. And we also have Sirius, again, the lone Gryffindor, and an entire family of pureblood believers and Slytherins. He was the lone Gryffindor that eventually ran away from his home at the age of 16. So he was quite the other in his family. And lastly, we will be looking at psychological theory, which is questioning why does a character do what they do. And that is that Harry is so desperate for news of what's going on in the wizarding world and everything that he is literally in the dirt, in the bushes, trying to hear anything from anyone. And also that he cares about Sirius so much that this is the father figure, the only one he has, basically, and a connection to his parents, that he risks his life to go save them. And his friends join along with him, which is an incredible show of loyalty. And the fact that when Sirius does go through the veil, Harry tries to do an unforgivable curse on Bellatrix. He goes for the Cruciatus. That takes a lot. Because it's unforgivable, it's illegal, but he goes for that because he's in that much pain. And also that Snape, he hates James, that moved on to hating Harry. And all because of the prophecy, because that led to Lily dying. And Neville trying to prove himself to his grandmother and live up to his parents' legacy, that he wants to make them proud. So we finally see him pretty much stepping up in this novel and learning a little bit more about him. And a main thing is that what was driving Umbridge was she was doing what she thought was right. By setting the Dementors on Harry, by doing all those decrees in Hogwarts, she legitimately thought she was doing what was right. Now, was she, though? Probably not. No, because we don't like her. And also with Hermione, she actually started embracing rule breaking in this novel and going against teachers, which goes against her being the bookworm character. And the meaning that you can get from all of this is that if you can see the depth of these characters, then you can easily recognize it in the very people in our lives, in our friends who we can try to help or help us in turn, like Ron and Hermione were there for Harry, or even in society who constantly tries to other people, like small minorities or LGBTQ people. So othering is something society does, and you can see that and try to fight against it. And also with why we don't like Umbridge so much is that she uses the system that we live in and make it turn against you, and it's nothing you can do to fight against that. So although they did try to fight it with their own little revolution and secret society, so we know it's possible. So that is Order of the Phoenix through 3 literary lenses. Thank you.